Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video. Yeah? It's 1990 unboxing time. Now, this is actually a birthday / Christmas present for Outlaw Spartan that he does not know about yet. So this video isn't going to have a necessary timestamp. It's going to be uploaded after I give it to him. So it may be a minute before this video sees the light of day. As usual, Cult of Athena going completely hog-ass wild with its packaging. I'm gonna get one of these for myself, not gonna lie. As far as I'm aware, what did I do with the paper that told me what this was? There it is. This is the Talon Damascus Steel Karambit. Made, I believe, by Devil's Edge. The same company that made Outlaw Spartan Xiphos. So we can see it has a nice thick leather sheath. Not a very generous belt loop. But let's get on to the pointy, scabby, sharp part. Now, this may shock you, my noble band of outlaws, but there are only 2 blades I have ever bought that are quote-unquote Damascus. And that's because these are not true Damascus blades. Ooh, I like that generous finger twirl. Got some oil on it. True, genuine Damascus has been lost to history. What we consider Damascus steel nowadays is actually just pattern welded steel. And I'm going to pause the video while I get some paper towel to clean this. Now, let me show you its features. The blade has a very nice contrast in the pattern. We can see here. Don't know how well this pattern is showing up. That's nice. Now, most of the time when they make Damascus, the steels used in it are 15N20 and something 80. And that's because those 2 steels, when you make them into a pattern welded billet, contrast each other in the edge. One becomes duller and one becomes shinier, hence the type of pattern we have here. Now, there's no indication that this is a laminated construction, meaning that this pattern is different, meaning that these two edge profiles have a different steel pattern than this center one. Now, of course, when you're buying Damascus, you can easily be tricked into thinking a blade is actual pattern welded steel, when in actuality what they do is they'll take a blade, make a design on said blade, and then they'll etch it in acid, and that design, all the parts of the steel that are not covered by that protective material, be it nail polish, whatever have you, will remain dark, will remain light, and when the steel goes into the acid, the uncovered parts will darken, and thus making a pseudo Damascus pattern that's not actual Damascus. The edge does feel sharp. Not crazy sharp, but still somewhat decently sharp. Now, how are karambits actually used? Well, aside from probably the world's most dangerous fidget spinner, how a karambit is actually used is either in reverse grip for slashes, or in forward grip for when you capture somebody, you'll stab them in the neck with the karambit, and then you'll rip the karambit through, severing their windpipe and their jugular veins. As far as I'm aware, karambit translates from, I believe it's Indian, and I do mean Indian as in India, not Indian as Native American. I believe it translates to tiger's claw or tiger's fang, one of the two. And given this design, I could believe it, because it is really claw shaped. It's really designed to want to basically stab in, then slash. As we can see here, it's either the blade shape or there's a little bit of a dulling right here near the tip. So I may have to sharpen that up for Outlaw Spartan. This feels like it'd be a nice little utility knife. Well, I shouldn't say little utility knife. It would be a nice medium-sized utility knife. The only thing that I would really get rid of, and I could see the aesthetic appeal, but these little jimpings on the back are way too large to comfortably put your thumb on. Just pushing my thumb here, I can feel hot spots and this digging in to the bend of my top thumb knuckle. Down here it's perfect. I have full control. The transitions between the bone handle and the exposed tang are very nice. There's minor imperfections in the grind, but I'm honestly surprised at the finish quality you get from Devil Edge products when their products are more often than not sub 100, sub 150 bucks. Now there is a thickness difference. This bone scale is almost double the thickness of this bone scale. But then again, I'm not expecting 100% machine finished quality here. And neither is Outlaw Spartan. The inside of the finger twirl, it's not uncomfortable for me, but I will say it could have been rounded off ever so slightly more. The finger twirl is very generous in terms of its size. And it's quite easy to spin the karambit. Now, whether this is an actual historical technique you'd use with the karambit, I have no idea. Or if this is just some Hollywood bullshit because it follows the rule of cool. I will say, though, that the bone scales I wish were filed up flush with this because they do rub on my finger a bit. Alright? But overall, I really do like this knife, and I think Outlaw Spartan will like it as well. Chest up to the sheath. Without the retention strap, practically no retention at all. With the retention strap, perfect. Quick draw is not bad, but I am holding it at waist height. I like how they have a good amount of room in the sheath for the blade to kind of rock back and forth. If you did have to pull it out quickly, that could save it from cutting right through the sheath. The sheath has a nice little textured pattern as well, like some sort of serrated version of the karambit. It has bold, large golden stitches. So this is a bit of a glamour knife, but not so much that it's completely outrageous. It has a mosaic pin in the center, which means it's a hollowed out pin filled with colored epoxy and other steel rods. It's also pinned here, here, here. It has a multi-pin construction and inlaid brass work. Overall, as aesthetics, I give this knife, for me personally, a 10 out of 10. It feels like if, honestly, it feels and looks like if a Native American went to India, saw a traditional karambit and brought the idea back and used his own cultural influences to shape it. It looks like a karambit that a Native American would have actually made if the karambits became a staple in Native American day-to-day life. Well, what do you think, my noble band of outlaws? And write down the comments down below. So until next time, my noble band of outlaws, Outlaw Summer, tells all y'all be crazy rednecks, be safe, use your weapons. I'm out. Peace. Happy belated birthday, early Christmas, Outlaw Spartan.